with my friends. Every day with lots of smile on our face.
Hello everyone, my name is Nguyễn An Kỳ, or you can call me Victoria, which is my English name, and I come from class 7C1. For today's topic, I want to talk about a topic that I personally find really important from my point of view, and I'm willing to discuss about it. And to bring us into today's topic, I want you guys to look at the two following photos and guess the keyword for it. What do you think the keyword is for this photo? Yes, that's correct. The keyword for this photo is social media. Now moving on to the next photo. What do you think the keyword is for this? Correct. The keyword for this photo is family. So from the two keywords that I showed you today, which is social media and family, does anyone have a guess what I will be talking about? No? Okay, so moving on, the topic that I'll be talking about today is going to be how does social media build up stronger family relationships? I hope you learned some useful information in my presentation. As we all know, social media is a website or application that enable users from all ages across the world to be able to create and share content or participate in social networking. I am someone that uses social media as well on a daily basis for my own reasons, such as listening to music or chatting with my friends. However, we all know that social media also has its very own negative effects, especially when it comes to family relationships. Now, I want to ask you guys, do you think that social media has powerful impacts on families? The answer to this is yes. Yes, it does, because it distances lots of family members away from each other and breaks down a lot of communication or interaction, which leads to having bad relationships with one another. This is one of the biggest consequences of having a social media addiction. However, I don't see social media as a place with just its bad side. Today, in my perspective, I want to be able to bring families closer with the help of social media and build up better relationships for them. Now, we're going to move on to talking about the certain kind of families that can become better and more stable with social media. So what are the kind of families that can become closer together with the help of social media? In many cases, families with members in distant countries or are far away from each other like to communicate online. Social media can positively impact family relationships, especially when your loved ones don't live near. That way you can still keep in touch with one another despite the long distances. For example, there are many teenagers that are currently studying abroad, but they can still keep in contact with their family members through apps such as Facebook or WhatsApp, etc. And social media also supports families with divorced parents and children that are living separately in different homes. Although the parents may no longer be in contact with each other, their children can still be close with both their parents and can rely on them whenever they need to. Besides that, social media also has its good effects on normal families. Family members often like to show their love for each other online by doing things such as posting or uploading videos and photos together. This doesn't just They can also share thoughtful and positive content for each other on special occasions, like posting videos and photos with your mom as a gift for her on Mother's Day and doing the same thing with your dad on Father's Day. This doesn't just show your care and appreciation for them, but it also spreads awareness about kindness to those who can see and feel it. And this also gives us an opportunity to understand each other better in different environments, such as at school or at work. These days, generation gaps are very narrow, meaning that parents or the elderly people can participate and join in on trendy activities that us kids and adolescents do, such as filming TikToks, for example. This is very fun for our our generation to see, as we have our own family members participating in doing activities that we do these days. Another good thing about social media is that it can help us build up a lot more communication when we don't have the nerves to say things face to face, which helps us feel more confident and relaxed when we are talking. And social media can also keep each other safe outside. For example, we can download tracking apps, and parents are able to know the location which their children are at so that they will relieve stress and feel better knowing that their children are doing okay and are not in danger. Those are some of the good impacts of social media towards family relationships. And now I want to move on to talking about some ways we can avoid the negative effects of social media towards family relationships. As we all know, to prevent the negative effects of social media, we must keep in mind that social media is just one way of being able to build up more communication with family members. But it is not everything we need. We also need real communication in this world. However, we must not get too curious about the lives of certain family members, as it can make them very uncomfortable. It's important that all families know how to respect each other's privacy and not get involved in each other's businesses unless it's required. Everybody has a right to have time for themselves and in their peaceful environment, and instead of constantly being disturbed or distracted by people around us, as it can be very disrespectful. Another way we can prevent the negative effects of social media from happening is to make a suitable timetable for yourself and spend less time on your devices. Make a limit for each app that you use on your devices, and instead spend more time bonding with your family members during your free time and doing outside activities that you enjoy. Personally, I think that the best way to avoid the negative effects of social media is to practice our social skills. And by that, it could help us communicate more in the outside world. This helps us maintain good connection with everyone around us, including our family members. And we should also learn to use social platforms more appropriately. And to do this, we must learn to develop our talking and listening skills with each other and ask our family members what it's called to be open-ended questions so that their feelings can be validated. Those are three of the ways that I think are best when it comes to avoiding the negative effects of social media. To end this, I would like to say that I know social media has huge impacts on family relationships, and as it is very necessary, but we must not let it impact and affect our lives too much, as it can ruin relationships we have with people around us in the outside world, mostly family members. I hope you have learned something interesting about how to build up better relationships with family members using the help of social media. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.
Thank you, Nguyễn An Kỳ from class 7C1.